Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one and only Nebocsid. And this Q&A is about my favorite topic. It's all about me today, baby. It's all about me. So, let's get cracking, shall we? Dinosaur Demon asks, have you ever wrestled anybody? Now, this stems from last week's pro wrestling Q&A, but it does pertain to me, so I can count it as a question about Nebocsid. So to answer your question, no, I have not wrestled anybody. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler, but, as you grow up, you find that you want to do other things, as is life. But if I were offered the opportunity to do, maybe one match in an indie show, I would strongly consider it, just because it was a childhood dream, and how often do you ever get to do that? To do that at least once, right? So I would consider it. But as an adult, I have a better understanding of the risks that are involved in performing a wrestling match, and all the bumps that you have to take, and all that sort of stuff. So, no, I have not wrestled a match, but it's something that I think that I would consider doing at least once if the circumstances and the opportunity arose for me to do so. So, next question comes from a very familiar asker at Discolius on Twitter. He asks, what kind of music other than VGM do you listen to? Well, obviously, Nebocsid being disco bent backwards, I do have some disco music, like Earth, Wind and Fire, the Bee Gees, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Donna Summer, the Village People, all that sort of stuff. Let's see, but other than that, I actually listen to a lot of different things. I'm one of those guys where on my MP3 player I have everything from, of course, the Bee Gees, the Village People, Donna Summer and so forth, to Eminem, to Barbara Streisand. In fact, pretty much the only music that I generally avoid would be seems to be like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Spice Girls I avoid with a passion. I find that I generally don't listen to what's on the radio nowadays, just because that's how my music collection is. I am very happy with what I have. As you guys know, Sarah McLachlan is in my top 5 non-VGM music collections, so there you go. Speaking of music, since I am on the topic of music, I am still waiting for new CDs to come out from Jimmy Henson, who is better known to some of you as Big Giant Circles, and Jillian Aversa. So, I'm waiting for your new CDs. I want the glory days, Jimmy. I want Atlantis Awakening, Jillian. When can I have them? Okay, so next question from at Discolius. Name your favorites. Food, movie, trilogy, song, album, wrestling match and DVD, and OC remix. Okay, food. As a kid, I loved pizza. I still enjoy pizza to this day, but for me, I also I'm not a hard guy to please in terms of food. I as much now enjoy a chicken breast smothered in barbecue sauce, you know. So like I'm not that hard. Like I'm not that hard to cook for. Movie. My knee-jerk reaction is Saturday Night Fever. Although I will admit it's been a while since I've watched that. So, but at the same time, the stuff that I have watched, that I do watch on a more frequent basis, is I can't really single out as one being massively better than the rest. So I'll stick with Saturday Night Fever. Trilogy, Star Wars. As for then song, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Album, Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. I listen to that. It is a standard for me to listen to Saturday Night Fever soundtrack every Saturday. I must listen to that at least once on a Saturday. Maybe twice. Favorite wrestling match and DVD? Well, the match is kind of a draw for me between Bret Hart and versus Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam 91. And Triple H versus Cactus Jack, Monday Night Raw, September 22nd, 1997. Which is actually a good segue for me to point out a couple of DVDs that I did not get to mention. The first one is this. The two matches I mentioned, the Best of WWE at Madison Square Garden, has both of the matches I just mentioned. Hart Perfect and Cactus Triple H. They both happen to take place at Madison Square Garden. I bought this one within the past week. And last week when I was showing you my DVD collection, I had misplaced this one. It was away from the bin, and it's the Starrcade The Essential Collection DVD. So a couple more wrestling DVDs that I have right there. Just wanted to go out of my way to show you guys that to kind of complete what I have with me. Favorite wrestling DVD. Well, that actually is a good question. I tend to gear more towards the documentary types, like the Chris Jericho DVD, Breaking the Walls, the Edge DVD, Big Show, The Giants World. I tend to gear more towards the ones with the documentary, because the matches, you can generally find like the best like matches on the internet, so you can kind of look up most matches if you remember, oh yeah, I love that match. But I'm not opposed to getting the DVDs with the matches on them, like the Macho Man DVD. Matches like I'm assuming that the Madison Square Garden one is like that. I've been working, so I haven't had time to sit down and actually watch it yet. Let's see, as far as my favorite wrestling DVD is concerned, Jake the Snake Roberts is a good one. And I really like the Chris Jericho DVD. Honorable mention will go to the rise and fall of WCW and ECW. They did the rise and fall of WCW and the rise and fall of ECW, and those are a couple of really good ones. So, and my favorite OC remix. I know I have subscribers from OC Remix, so this actually puts me in a bit of a pickle. I'm gonna have to say, for the sake of my channel, I'm gonna say Radical Dreamers Angelic, because that was the one that I used in Chrono Remix Video 3, and that's what brought my channel the most attention. So that's by proxy his favorite. So there you go. Next up, we have, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Since this has to be about me, I'm going to assume that the woodchuck is named Nebocsid. And if this woodchuck is named Nebocsid, then I hereby state that if a woodchuck named Nebocsid could chuck wood, he would not care about chucking wood, and would instead be making videos. So there you go. So to quote The Rock, it doesn't matter how much wood a woodchuck could chuck. So, next question. What makes you keep doing your videos? Because I like them. I like doing them. You know, it's as simple as that. You've seen what you people have seen what I do. So you cannot do that stuff and post it on the internet without enjoying it. So that's the sort of thing that you do because you enjoy it. I enjoy filming it, I enjoy editing it, and I enjoy trolling the people who get pissed off at these sort of things. Like, oh, look at that fat guy. Ooh, Nebocsid, he is a fat, hairy, balding person who runs around with air blaster guns and plastic swords. Ooh, I hate him and his videos. And I'm just sitting here. You actually had to sit down and watch that to form an opinion about me! I actually find trolls like that funny. Okay, let's see. Next question. What would you do if you won the lottery? I would buy a house and do whatever the hell I wanted. Yeah, I really can't say what else I would do. Just whatever I wanted to do. I'd be rich enough to do it. Next question. Where did you get the mask from last week? So, I'm assuming you mean this mask. I bought this at an all-star wrestling event back in September. Yeah, let's see. I remember at that particular show, it was Kyle Sebastian versus Disco Fury for a shot at the All-Star Wrestling at the Trans-Canada Championship. So, there you go. That's where I got it. Okay, next question. If you had infinite money, what would you do with it? Retire? I would fund whatever the hell I felt like. Could you imagine me on Kickstarter just like funding the entire project in one shot? Hey, it's $1 million project. Okay, I'll donate $1 million. I would have infinite money, so I could do that. Let's see. Next question. Did you donate to OCR's Balance and Ruin project? If so, how much and why? Yes, I did. And I donated $50. And the reason why I gave that specific amount was because of the physical copies. I remember, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys it. I've put it in a place where I don't know where it is now, but I wanted that physical copy, and as far as why I donated in general, because, well, you guys know how much OC Remix I use in my videos, so when they announced that they were doing a Final Fantasy VI tribute, it was one of those things where if I don't donate to this project, nothing they do would ever be good enough. So it's like, okay, I'm contributing to this project. So that's why I contributed. That's why I said. And then the fact that they were giving physical copies of it, that was just the kicker. You know, it's like, okay, I want that physical copy. And I did receive it, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I've shown it somewhere in the past however many months. So, yeah. There you go. Last question now from Discolius. How many times have you moved? Let's see. 5 times. So, there you go. Hope that answers all your questions. Next week is #backtrack. So, of the Q&As that I've done the past few weeks that have been themed, you know, like the Chrono Trigger Q&A, the Final Fantasy Q&As, video games, pro wrestling, this one, the Nebocsid. If you missed any of these Q&As where you asked a question, where you wanted to ask a question, but you just didn't get the opportunity for whatever reason, here's your chance. #backtrack. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please do like my Facebook page. Like this video. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to my channel. The obligatory plugs right there. So, that being said, thank you for watching.